Hello there. It is I, James Patrick Binghood. I'm here to remind you that you need to like and subscribe to this channel. Dude, I went to the gay bar one time. It's called Club Play here in Nashville.
I've only heard of Lipstick Lounge.
Lipstick Lounge is like a music venue,
I see.
but this is like they have drag shows. It's like every
Okay.
Saturday is packed out because there's nowhere else the gay people can go
Mhm.
party. So Club Play, and right next to it is Club Tribe. I think it's called Club Tribe. It's Tribe and Play.
Mhm.
But Club Play, we went there one night and we got there kind of early. It's like right when the drag show starts. I think it's like 9 or something.
Yeah.
And watched that. Never been to any kind of gay bar, nothing like that.
Okay.
And I have to say, I had a fucking blast.
Gay people know how to have a good time. We're
Hell.
hot still.
Okay, my bad.
Gay people know how to have a good time way more than straight people
Dude, what was cool
because
is
they dance.
well,
Straight
I
men
think of
don't
it like
dance.
this, man. You know Dr. Cornel West,
ones.
right? Say what?
I said straight men don't dance, but I specifically white men. But
Oh shit! No, fuck that. That Club Play, it's
Doctor who?
Dr. Cornel West.
Yeah. I know.
So he was
The
on
Harvard dude.
Yeah. Fucking awesome guy. He
Yeah.
was talking about, man, if you look at people's and like all over the world, and you see like some kind of glimpse of oppression, like those people got some good art, some good
It's true.
dances, some
Yeah.
good songs, all that kind of shit. And I'm like, yeah, I mean, fuck. I mean, that's in America, you know, like
Mhm.
people that have heartache, oppression, blues singers from back in the day that literally were judged on the color of their skin and probably were enslaved at some point.
For sure.
So it's like, yeah, they got a lot of shit to say, and it's fucking, in dance, in word, and any kind of art form, is expressed in a way that just like a privileged person couldn't get it across.
Have you seen 12 Years of a Slave?
I haven't.
Oh, so there's like this one scene in it where they're all singing Negro spiritual on the plantation, and like you could just see in the most it's the song, like even if their voices are bad, they're singing the blues and like pain, and they feel the pain
Yeah.
in a way that no white person could ever play the blues really. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah. George Carlin said, "What the fuck do white people got doing playing the blues? It's their job to give people the blues."
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
When we
Nah,
play the blues,
Carlin.
it becomes country.
I know, yeah.
All
we talk,
happy.
yeah, like our complaints are, literally like songs about my wife left me. Like
My
that's
car's stuck in the mud.
yeah, dog got shot, something like that. Yeah, that's like the stereotypes, but hey, it's true. Like that's the worst that it's actually gotten,
If my dog got shot, that would be.
That would suck. That
Yeah,
would suck. That's a good, sad song. But what I was saying is like, man, because gay people and just people LGBTQ, they're oppressed all the time. So it's like the club Saturday night, they fucking throw all that shit outside, and they fucking go crazy. They have a good ass time in there. And I felt privileged enough to go in there and be like, hey, it's me, the guy that makes it worse for all of you.
But you're not.
No,
that
I
dude.
know. I'm fucking around. I'm fucking kidding. No, but like it was a good ass time, man. They party in there.
I had a good friend in college, EJ. If you're watching, EJ, miss you, boy, girl. I don't know. We always thought of him
Alright.
as one of the girls because he came with a bunch of girls always.
Oh, okay.
We'd say like the girls are coming over. I did tell him once actually, and I probably look back at this and don't agree with it, but I did tell him once like, I love you, but if you ever changed your gender, it would take me a while to get used to. Not because I have anything against it, but because it's like, and this is how I used to feel about it. It was like because it was so much more obscure. This was like 10 years ago. It was I would say stuff like it would be like if somebody came in and like shaved their head and then just wanted me to pretend their head wasn't shaved like the next day.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah. I mean, like the
Like, it would
only
take me a while to get used to the bald head. That's
yeah,
all.
the only trans person that I've ever met was a good friend of mine's brother. Now used to be sister, and they changed. At first, it was like they were a lesbian. You know, it
Yeah.
was like they were really, what I'm saying, short hair, blue, like guy clothes and
Mm-hmm.
stuff, but didn't claim to be trans yet. So, like, at the time, her his old name. Just gonna try to not. I'm not trying to be offensive. His old name was Shelby, and
Mm-hmm.
then he changed it to Blaine, and it was like that was the first step.
So she
She wanted to
be
be
a he.
a
Okay.
he, and when she wanted to be a he, she changed her name to Blaine
Okay.
B. Well, we called her B because it was like it was a transition for us. For a lot of people, it was like, "Hey, what's up, Shelby? Oh, I don't go by that no more. Oh, my bad, Blaine B." And like it was kind of
It would have
like,
been easier if she went by Dwayne, and then you could have been like D.
yeah,
She just got a D.
yeah,
That's
that's
all.
true. Hey, that's well, like it was easy for me, or I'm sorry, it was hard at first for me because it was like literally I just forgot because it was just the name change
Mhm.
at first, not changing the clothes or anything. Like we called her Shelby, and then when she transitioned, it was like it was the name. That was it. So it's
Yeah.
like, hey, I'm claiming to be trans now, and this is my new name. So we're like, oh, okay, Shelby. I meant Blaine. You know what I'm saying? So
Mhm.
it's like it took like maybe a few days, maybe a few weeks, but what helped me was my friend. Um, he had a girl that lived with he. I don't. They're not. He's not her stepdad anymore, really. But at the time, it was like she was. He was. Golly, I'm throwing around so many pronouns. He was.
Just say it. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh my God! No, 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 no! Not talking about
They.
not talking
Just say
about
they.
Blaine. I'm talking about uh, his brother Zach.
Okay.
And Zach had a stepdaughter, sort of. He was the their boyfriend and girlfriend. Her mom was his girlfriend, so I
Okay.
guess like a stepdad figure. Anyways, it was like he told her about it. She's like, hey, so we're gonna change the name of Aunt Shelby to Aunt her Uncle B or just B,
Okay.
And she was like, okay, cool. A little kid, just next
Well,
day.
kids
Hey,
just do what
B.
you. Yeah.
Yeah, like, that's what I'm saying. It's like, she had no problem with, like, just, just calling her B. And that's what it was. It was B at first. Now it's like, they call him Blaine. But Blaine went through the whole transition. He went out to California and, you know, he got a lot of workout videos though. He's fucking like working out and swole all the time, and he's like got a deep voice and all this kind of stuff. But yeah, like that's the only person I ever met, and that was the only time that I've ever actually, had to experience like, well, not me experience, like just I guess, yeah, for me to experience what it's like for another person transitioning and like, understanding their
Yeah.
position as well as like how to communicate with them, like in a
I don't think I know
more.
any trans personally, but the reason we even came to this was because of EJ, who is not trans that I know of.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
oh wait, but the reason I even brought him up was because drag show. He won a drag competition.
Mhm.
Did you see a drag show at that place that you went to?
Yeah. It was awesome.
Are you? Yeah. So are you able to tell like? Because it was a competition. Before that, I was like, how do you compete in drag? Like, are you able to tell what's better?
I mean, I don't know. I just saw it's all kind of fun to
Well,
me.
that's
Like
what
they
ended
just
up
come out,
happening. I went to this thing, and
and
he.
I think the drag is different than being trans because drag is like, they're
But it's also an activity too.
yeah.
It's like.
I think it's mostly men that understand, like gay men or
Mhm.
effeminate men that understand that like, they're want to do this as a show, so they do it. I mean, there's some. I'm sure there might be some straight guys that do drag, but I think that there's like a difference, and it's also, it's gray. It's like just because you're drag doesn't mean you're not trans. You know, it's
that
like
was the
I
thing.
think there could be trans people doing
He
drag, but
would-
I don't know. I don't know what the
That's a
rules
good
are. I
call,
don't know what
too.
the judgment is for it. But
I don't
it's a lot
think
of
you
fun.
have you don't have to. No, the whole thing is it's a competition, or if maybe it's not a competition always. Like sometimes it's a drag show,
Yeah.
but the show is like almost like a talent show, but you present it as like EJ basically did a whole ballet routine, fucking dance thing, ends with like a split, and it was like supposed to be as if a girl did it, you know?
Yeah.
And he's like doing all these female movements and stuff. I was amazed. I was like, holy shit, that's how one's better at it. Whoever can
Look
do
the
the
most effeminate.
yeah, but
Yeah.
also like have a talent to go with it. Like
Yeah.
you gotta, because there were other people who looked more feminine, but like we're just like going around like
Yeah.
like that. But EJ was doing shit. I was like,
Yeah.
damn.
Yeah, there's when I saw there was like a few that were kind of just walking the stage and like taking money and stuff.
Mhm.
But there were some that doing splits and like doing back bend, or I don't remember back bend, but I do remember a split and like doing dance moves and stuff like that. And it was just a lot of fun, you know. And I just think that there's people that judge it as a
Mhm.
contest and they know what's supposed to go on, but I don't know if it's like whoever is the most effeminate looking wins. I guess maybe the talent thing. Maybe it just
really is
depends,
like
man.
it really is like you pick up 1, 2, 3, like there's
Yeah.
judges and
Oh,
it
yeah.
adds up.
Maybe like just depends. Like each judge, one judge is makeup, one judge is talent, one judge
Yeah,
is
could be that too.
the seeing the look or something like that.
Well,
Seeing
EJ
how
had
you-
the talent, but his makeup, I remember, was like a kid put on their fucking lipstick.
yeah
He looked like the Joker.
yeah.
The Heath
Yeah,
Ledger
it's-
one.
It was a Heath Ledger one.
Joker. The Heath
Oh,
Ledger. Not
dude,
the,
I thought you said Heath Ledger won,
Oh,
like
no.
a drag show. I was like, what?
it was
When?
around the time of Brokeback Mountain.
He just went all in, didn't
Yeah.
he? Yeah. Yeah, man. Dude, at Club Play, a lot of people, I used to tell this, a lot of guys I work with, I'm like,
Yeah.
y'all, if you want to party down and have a good time, and
Mhm.
I just kind of said it as shock factor, but also just like, you can kind of,
Yeah.
you can tell like a lot of blue collar guys are pretty homophobic
Yeah.
real quick when you tell them, dude, I went to this club. It was called Club Play. That shit was fucking crazy. And they're like, oh, dude, I'm never going there, dude. I don't want that fucking guy hitting. First off,
You do that voice so well.
oh, it's because, I have the,
Yeah,
everything about me is like Southern
No, but you
redneck.
were imitating someone in particular. Whatever that voice was, like
20 different people. Yeah.
You had a face to it. You were like
I have the voice to be that kind of guy.
to be
but-
Alex Jones. You just sounded a little like Alex
Yeah,
Jones.
well, yeah. I don't know. I guess just that Southern
Dude, you
shit
could do
just-
Alex Jones in an SNL-esque skit.
Maybe so.
You totally could.
Yeah. I think like
They're making the frogs gay!
yeah. See, like the best, so like Southern accents of any kind, like the only people that really do Southern accents really well are real Southern people because
Mhm.
obviously, like we know, it's like Brooklyn people know how Brooklyn people sound.
Oh, yeah.
So like but it's always funny because Southern people will make fun of other Southern people to other Southern people by doing a more Southern voice. But if I do a Southern accent to like somebody like you, it's like, or somebody from New York or somebody up north, they're like, dude, you sound the exact
Exactly
same. Yeah, well,
No, there's
it's just
different. There's
the
different.
Alex Jones is like, like it's grimy.
He's
it's
Texas, I
raspy.
feel like.
Yeah, Texas. Yeah.
Alabama. First of all, the gay one is Louisiana. It's like, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, the one that talk like this right here?
Oh no, that's actually
Cajun.
that,
yeah.
that's a whole. That's not even. I don't know. That's special. But
Dude, like there.
I'm thinking like the I do declare.
Oh no, that's like
It's like kind of feminine.
I think of it as like rich people Southern, like Mississippi, Alabama, Georgia, like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like the men that talk. Like you ever seen what's that movie? Fucking, it was a book first. John Cusack. Lady Chablis, who was a trans person on that movie, who was actually used to be. Dude, you never heard of Lady Chablis? I'll tell you about her in a
I'm
second.
thinking of what movie had John Cusack in like the 1800s. Or was
No, it was like 90s.
it-
It was.
I just can't see him.
No.
in
It
a
wasn't the
different-
1800. It was like, what was it? Fucking A. Jude Law, Kevin Spacey.
Oh.
Kevin Spacey was the
Now this sounds familiar.
Midnight in the Garden of Good and Evil.
Is that the name of the movie?
Yes.
Oh, I don't know this.
Dude, it's a good one.
I'm looking this up.
It's a good one. It was a
Tell me.
book first, but it's really cool because it's based in Savannah. And
Oh.
Kevin Spacey, come on, man. Kevin Spacey plays the guy who is on the record, I don't think that I have ever said that before. Like this,
Yeah,
that type,
yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Like, I do
Plantation.
declare. Yeah, dude, that's what it is. That fucking plantation voice, yeah. So, but the era is like, it's not, dude, it's like
How have I
80s.
never heard of this movie?
80s or 90s. Like the setting in that movie is based in the 80s or the 90s.
Really?
Yeah.
Hey, it's
'cause-
got Kathy Bates.
yeah, I guess it does.
Does it, or am I just seeing Kathy? Like, am I making that up?
Well, there's a person in this movie called Lady Chablis, and
Okay.
she was a famous
I
trans
see,
person.
I see,
Yeah,
yeah.
famous trans person from Savannah
Mm-hmm.
because they do drag shows there, and she was like a fucking head honcho there for this one club that they
Okay.
had in Savannah, and I've been there too. Oh shit! My sister did a play. She did Chicago at this bar. I forgot about this. I
Really?
love Savannah so much. I forgot.
Yeah, Savannah's the most underrated city in all
Hell
fucking
yeah,
America.
dude! It is. My sister lived there for like 4 years.
I forget that she's a Georgia girl.
So, Sam.
Yeah,
Yeah. Well, she's Alabama, but she lives in Georgia. now,
Georgia.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now she's in Atlanta. But when she was in Savannah, I used to love going down there, man, because it's a beautiful fucking city, and like it's awesome. But
That
yeah,
streak of like bars on the water. You know what I'm talking
oh
about?
yeah, the
Yeah.
River Street.
Is that what it's called?
Yeah, dude. No, I'll never forget it. I went one time with this German girl. Her name was Caroline, and this other friend
How far was it from where you lived?
from Troy. Probably like a 6-hour drive.
That's far.
Yeah, it's pretty far, but it was fucking
Yeah.
worth it. Because Caroline was from Germany, and she was like, I want to go to Savannah. So I was like, I'll take you to Savannah. I got a sister who lives there. She's like, oh my God, that'd be awesome. So I took her and another friend named Sharnique, and we drove in my Toyota truck all the way to Savannah in one day. And we had a good time. We went and walked around, They did Forrest Gump there.
Yeah, yeah,
that
yeah.
scene, yeah. So
Where
we
he's
saw
sitting
that.
on the.
The little bench.
Thank
yeah.
you.
But when we got to the river street, Caroline came up, and she has like this German accent. So like everything about this scene to me is really funny. So I'm looking at the river, and like Caroline runs up to the edge of the like wall where you
Mhm.
can look over and look at the river, and a few feet down is like this like bohemian homeless guy with like a guitar, a big swollen face, like a cool hair,
Mhm.
this afro, and like these beads and
Something
stuff.
just fell. What was
And he's
that?
just sitting. It was the little rubber piece for
Oh.
your tuner,
Oh.
but I'll get it. Okay.
It's right here. Yep.
So, that guy's sitting there. He's got like torn, tattered clothes, but it's like still cool. Like something about it. He's got flip flops on. He's got sunglasses, and he's just playing guitar and stuff. And like we're just kind of like looking over, and he's not that far from us. And Caroline goes, "Oh my God, I want to swim!" And that homeless guy stops playing. He says, "You don't want to swim in that. That's the most radioactive water in North America." And then he keeps playing.
And then he
And
goes
we're
right
like,
back to-
what? He's like, yeah, it's the most radioactive river. That's the most radioactive river in North America.
It's fucked up that we have that though.
Yeah.
I was in Virginia, 2015, and my ex and I went kayaking, and we weren't allowed to go in the water because of the same reason.
Yeah.
It's like, what the why?
Yeah. I don't remember why. I know there's like some kind of power plant there, though. I guess it has something to do with
I just
that.
watched the Chernobyl movie, the
Yeah,
drama on
like
HBO thing.
the town that you can't even visit because
Well, no, now
it's.
you can.
Oh, you
Now,
can.
now,
Okay.
okay. So here's the thing. Technically, it's fucking probably really high in radiation, and you shouldn't visit. But it's now become a tourist place because of all the shit that's happened. It's a ghost town you could visit.
Damn.
But yeah, that the fucking HBO thing
Well,
tells the story of it. It's so fucking
Yeah.
intense.
There's like the HBO documentary. It's like wildlife documentary, and I was thinking that I was like, "Yo, how are people?" And it's like showing all the wildlife that lives there.
Yeah.
Because there's like wolves and deer
Mhm.
that walk through and stuff. And they were showing all this shit, and I'm like, "How the fuck did they get the cameras in there? Are there's like people in these like big fucking like
Dude, people
Monsters
still
Inc.
live there.
suits?
People still live
Really?
there. Yeah.
Damn, that's
Yeah.
crazy. Yo, ghost towns are fucking lit too. You ever been to like any kind of Western ghost town? Oh, dude, when I was a kid, first off, I was lucky because my mom had a brother that lived in Wyoming, and we'd go
Mhm.
visit him every now and then, and we'd always take like the detour, like
Mhm.
Route 66, fucking, we'd go through Tornado Alley in Kansas and all this shit.
Oh
And
shit.
yeah, dude, we would. My mom wanted to go see all the cool shit. So, um, oh man, what was I talking about?
Talking about going through Tornado Alley and ghost towns.
Yeah, but.
Well, while we're on the subject of ghost towns, how did you?
Oh, ghost town. That's it. That's what I was.
Yeah.
I was thinking. Yeah, we went to like some ghost towns of like the West, and it's
Mhm.
like all these buildings that were, torn down. Like
From like tornadoes and shit.
no, like, well maybe, but just towns that existed like 150 years ago, like during the
Oh.
Civil War, and like fucking cowboys and
And they like
Indians kind of
preserved
shit.
them.
Well, no, not preserved. They're like torn, but it's like they're landmarks. They're just landmarks, but they hadn't changed anything. It's not a town anymore. Like it's like an old saloon here, and you can just walk in. Or I don't know if you can walk in. I think it's
Who owns the
protected.
property? The government.
I would guess, yeah. But you could go visit, and like you could walk around. I remember we went to some ghost town in like Arizona or something, and there was like a cow carcass in the middle of the road, like bone dry.
Jesus.
And I was like, dude, I was like, Mom, I want to keep it. And she's like, no, we can't keep that. It's like, oh, okay.
Yeah, it's disease. That's
Yeah.
how coronavirus started.
Yeah. But I was wondering like how old it was. I mean, it could have been like 20 years old for all we know. But
Yeah,
yeah. But either way,
that's a
like,
good call. I'm
Mhm.
thinking about that now. Like bones don't happen to turn into bones.
yeah, it takes a
takes a-
long
yeah.
time for them to go away. But I honestly vaguely remember the actual ghost town. But it's like I would be like, Mom, where are we going? She'd be like, we're going to a ghost town. It used to be
That's so
cowboys walk here. I'm like, wow, cool. But yeah, they're like real towns that
Are-
existed.
Are
And then
are the like? Is it? You said that it's like a saloon, right? You can't go in. You could like take pictures outside.
yeah, like if I remember it, like you could just take pictures and stuff, but I don't think you could like climb on the buildings. They're like old shack looking buildings that were like, a store for like, guns and pawn shops. I
Yeah.
don't even know if they had pawn shops back then or what they'd call them, but basically like a old Western town.
Mm-hmm.
It was that, but it just never, got enough revenue.
How many
to,
blocks are there? Like 2, 3.
block? Oh, like of the whole town,
Yeah.
dude. I don't remember.
I'm
I
just
remember all
wondering-
of them were like really small. Pretty
Yeah,
much.
I feel like it would be small.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah.
yeah,
I was gonna say like you ever seen like The Good, Man, the Ugly?
during quarantine, I watched one of the 3. There's
Okay.
3 of them.
Yeah, there's Fistful of Dollars.
That's the first one. That's
Yeah,
the one I
that's
watched.
yeah. That okay. That's that little town.
Mm-hmm.
It's like that was. It's like that kind of place.
It's very small.
Yeah,
That's
it's
why I'm
very
like, yeah.
small, but it was like a town,
Yeah.
And the ghost towns that we visited, it was like in Arizona and all these places. They looked like that.
Mm-hmm. But
Oh,
speaking
we went to Tombstone.
Tombstone.
Yeah,
Where is that?
Tombstone, Arizona. That's like where the movie Tombstone
Yeah.
comes from.
I
Yeah.
was just wondering where it was.
Yeah, Arizona.
Nice.
Yeah, dude. We went there, and it's like they kept it.
I've
Pretty
been to Arizona
fucking-
a few times.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I think if I remember right, I think they kept the roads like still red dirt if I remember right.
in Arizona.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think so.
the play. It's fucking cool as play. I like states where if you drive through them, they don't look the same as the state next to it. Like
Yeah.
if you drive through Colorado, it's gonna be a completely different vibe than if you drive through Arizona.
Yeah. Same with Wyoming. Wyoming is like really far.
What's Wyoming like actually? Is it
It's
all
really flat.
Yeah.
It's flat. Yeah, and there's like hills and stuff. Like there's mountains.
But that may look
but-
like Arkansas, you know.
Yeah. Arkansas. I went to Arkansas only once, and it was on a duck hunting trip when I was like 12. It was a lot of fun though.
I feel like Arkansas is like an underrated. I feel like you know, like have you listened to the new Chris Stapleton album?
Mm-mm.
He has a song called Arkansas, and he like talks. It's basically his. It's. I feel like he was like Arkansas needs an anthem.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Nobody actually shits on Arkansas. That's how shit it is.
yeah, right. You don't shit on. You don't kick someone that's down.
Yeah, or like underground, like not even relevant.
No, but apparently Arkansas is one of those places that like would have really nice. That has really nice nature. Like
Yeah.
there's really cool parks there.
Yeah, I don't know anything about it, but I just remember when I was a kid, we went on that duck hunting trip, and that was like when I found out that Arkansas is like the duck hunting capital of the world because there's so many like river or ponds and lakes there
Mhm.
that like when the ducks and geese take like a trip down south, they fucking hang out in Arkansas for a little bit, and it's like one place in Arkansas. And it's like tons of different.
Dude, I want some
birds.
duck right now. I haven't had duck in forever.
Oh, dude, there was in Arkansas, like the main thing I would see was snow geese, and you don't eat those. Those are really bad. But there was one called a speckled-bellied goose, and I got one of those, and those are fucking fantastic. Speckled-bellied goose. If you ever hear somebody talk about, oh, we got this goose, it's speckled-bellied goose, you'd be like, yes, I want that shit.
Yeah.
Because
Is
it's
it
really
fatty?
It's chickeny. So
Oh, okay.
we cooked it at the camp that we were staying at. They cooked it with a beer can. So it was like drunk speckled belly goose, and it was really fucking good, super fucking good. And I think mallard is a good duck to eat too.
Yeah, I wouldn't know what I had when I had duck, but I've had it a couple times, and it is so much better than chicken. It's like if only the good parts of chicken existed,
Yeah,
that would be duck.
yeah. I don't know much about like what duck tastes the best or anything. I just remember that speckled belly goose that we
Can we
had.
talk about the fucking fact that the snow this week? How did
Oh,
you?
yeah.
What did you do all week?
Dude, I knew I was going to talk about this at some point.
I mean,
because
I've been trying to say that you talking about ghost towns. This fucking
Nashville this
Yeah,
week.
yeah.
Yeah. Dude, I fucking played so much Assassin's Creed. I bought the new Assassin's Creed Valhalla, and that shit is fucking addictive. Dude, it's a lot of fun, and there's like so much shit. And
Do you
like,
feel shitty
it's-
when you've done playing after? Like I just played too
I
much.
do if I do like 6 hours.
Which you probably were doing because we couldn't leave.
Yeah, there wasn't nothing I could have done, honestly. I could have done something better. I always think, like, there's always an excuse.
Mhm.
But either way, like, I really like it. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah,
It
why
is.
not, dude?
But when I play it for, like, 6 hours, I'm like, oh, damn it, why did I do that?
I feel about like binging a show where you're like, I need to know what happens next. But
Yeah.
also, the truth is, once you do know, you're gonna feel like shit.
Yeah. Oh, man. Yeah, that's...
We're gonna find out binging is we let our kids binge and shit like that.
Yeah, it's going to fuck...
It
Dude,
probably
I'm
does
thinking...
some shit to your brain.
I was thinking that I was like, yo, there's like all this week because I was gonna say we were benching Girls, the
Yeah.
TV show HBO Max, and I was thinking, just man, all this TV, all this fucking staring at a screen. Like, I swear I'm gonna forget how to read if I keep doing this.
I feel like I've become like robotic from this week.
Yeah.
This week was disgusting. I feel. First of all, I am so like alone. My parents moved to Israel, and my sister has a family, and my younger sister's busy with some stuff. So I'm literally just sitting here on my own. Like, I feel like I've been in like the Count of Monte Cristo prison talking to myself, like
man.
old school, like old French prison where the guy has like the big beard and it's like stone back. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, dude. I was lucky to have, the love of my life there, but no, man, like it's been sitting on the couch.
I'm not complaining about the being alone. I just because of being alone, I feel like I've been staring at screens all week.
Right.
Yeah.
Dude, shit, I've been doing that with somebody, so yeah, it doesn't make it much different. Yeah, it's.
I've been getting good at guitar all week, though.
There you go. Yeah, I've been playing a lot of guitar, dude. I was wanting to record more vocals for the songs I have, but I just. I don't like recording in front of Leah. Like, I just don't like.
I don't like recording in front of people.
Yeah, like I wouldn't mind if it's like we both are there to do it, but it's like I don't want to like Leah's reading a book or something and I'm in the background. Yeah, baby, baby, baby. I would never sing words like that in a song.
My ex would be working. She worked remotely also, and she would be working on her computer, and I would be doing video stuff, editing videos, and I would be doing the vocal overdubs for the video, like big things come in small packages, and like she's sitting right there doing her work, and I got the headphones in,
and you have like this inner world voice going on.
It's literally like it would take so much longer because I would hear her laugh like on the mic.
Damn. Yeah, like I made so I have 3 albums that I'm trying to work on. And one of them is like, see, this is the problems I have. It's like, I don't want Leah to laugh at me. I don't want Leah to tell me what's wrong. And
I just want her to shut up and blow me.
No, not that. But
okay.
I wanted her.
But that too. But I would like her to blow me.
Yeah.
Plus.
No, I would just not like talk and like.
Ever. Just don't not talk, ever talk.
That's not it. That's not it, Leah. You'll never hear this, but that's not the case. But, yes, like, so the metal album I'm working on, like, the vocals are fucking stupid, man. I'm singing, like, this right here. And
so you don't want her to laugh, but technically, you when she hears the song, eventually you're gonna want her to laugh, right? Or is it not supposed to be funny?
Yeah, no, it can be funny. Like no, the metal songs are funny. The metal songs are fun. I just mean like I don't want her to laugh like at me recording, and I don't want to pick it up in the mic. But but I told her the other day. I was like, Leah, you're about to hear the dumbest shit that you've heard from me in a long time. She'd be like, doubt that. Just kidding.
That's funny.
No, I told her, I was like, yo, I'm about to sing these metal songs, and it's going to sound really dumb lyrically and sonically.
and what'd she say?
She's like, okay, go ahead. And I did, and my voice is literally like going, I'm going to sing here. I'll just show you some of the.
Maybe the mic.
Hang on. You can handle the beast of the valley below.
It's got the Jack Black vibes, but it's also peaking the shit.
Yeah, I know. I just sliced up this whole thing. Sorry. But, like, that's what I'm saying. Now, just imagine, like, with no context, just sitting in the next room, watching, reading a book, whatever, and just you hear that over and over. Because I did, like, multiple takes of, like, different things, and all the lyrics are really dumb. It's about being impaled by an elk. There's nothing you can say in a song called Impaled by an Elk, and it'd be like...
What's impaled?
Normal. Impaled means, like, stabbed.
Oh, stabbed by an elk.
Stabbed, yeah. But, like, like, there may be, like, a different context and just like getting stabbed. Like, impaled is, like, if a pike goes through your entire body. Yeah, impaled. It's, like, stabbed
more violent.
Times, stabbed times 10. That's all. That's how I would describe it.
Impaled is now, it's a good word to put in a rap song, basically.
Impaled. Yeah. I'm sitting here.
Impaled her pussy.
It killed her, Yeah. But yeah,
With a pike.
I just the other songs I can't because it's like it's serious shit, and I don't want to be serious in front of her singing. Like,
Oh,
it's
yeah.
just, And
It's
I
also
know,
very hard to allow, like, part of what you're doing is going to a place to hit that emotion. If you're angry, you need to, like, reach, and when someone's looking at you, it's very hard to, like, do that.
dude. No, I agree with that because like when I did a lot of those serial killer songs, like when recording with Tucker, like I had to like come to some kind of place in my head where I was singing it, and it was, I had to like try to get emotional about it, but also like Tucker is literally as close to me as I am to you while we were doing it. So it was awkward in that sense where it's like it was acting. It's literally like I had
You
to
are
act.
acting.
Yeah.
That's exactly voice acting.
Yeah. Yeah, especially like serial killers, something like Ted Bundy. I had to like make it really like kind of try to sound eerie, I guess, like, but also like I don't know, dramatic. I guess
I've been
is
having
the
trouble with vocals because of this motherfucker. Because I try to sing and then he stomps his foot. So then now I'm thinking when I'm singing, am I too loud?
yeah.
And it's like fucking with me. Yeah.
Yeah, no, that sucks.
Yeah.
Fucking asshat. I hope
Dude,
we
he
find
got stuck in the snow coming up in front of me, and I got out of my car, and I was like, hey, you need a push? And he's like, I got it, man. I'm like, dude,
Okay,
you
fuck,
are
bye.
the fucking Antichrist.
Yeah.
I came out of my car to help you. And
If
like,
he's gonna fucking be that way. Okay, dude.
at least he didn't like, and then the snow comes and hits me.
Jesus. How old is this guy?
He could be our age or younger. Meanwhile, the dude next door, he might be retarded, but he's the nicest guy ever. He sold me weed. I ran out of weed during the snowstorm, and I couldn't go anywhere. And I ran out of food too, by the way. And I walked to the fucking grocery store from here.
We did that too.
It was the best workout I had in a while.
Yeah. Wait, closest
The Publix.
Whoa, yeah, that's
I walked to
that's a good
But
walk.
then getting there was fine. Getting back because it's uphill was like,
Oh shit. Yeah.
but
With groceries, of course,
with
too.
yeah. But anyways, I go to I ran out of weed, so I've seen him next door. He like looks like the most bro dude ever. And I was like, he might have some weed. And I opened the door. He's like, oh, what up, bro? What up? Like he's like not speaking English at all. He's like, oh, I got the gas, man. I got the gas. Yeah. You stay here. I'm like,
The gas.
yeah.
Very nice.
And then like, first of all, anyone who says like that means the stuff's not good.
Shit, I wouldn't know. I just know like sour diesel is like
That's my favorite strain.
Yeah.
That's the one.
when I lived in Monroeville, there's this friend that lived a few doors down, and he would always come over and be like, "Yo, man, I got that sour diesel."
Yeah, but a lot of
Oh,
people
okay.
say they have it and they don't. It's like one of those things.
Hey, I didn't smoke at the time. I was just like, "Oh, I'll note that sour diesel is like top tier
yeah.
weed."
Well, it's a type. It's like you know about like the sativas and indicas. You know what that is?
Mm-mm.
So indicas are the kind of
sativa. I'm thinking salvia, which is not that at all.
Yeah, no. There's two types of weeds. There's two strains. The sativas and the indicas. The indicas put you on the couch and make you hungry and you can't wake up. And sativas kind of make you more creative and restless a little bit. Yeah.
Science, bitch.
Science. Yeah.
Okay. No, I've heard those words. I just, I don't know shit about weed. I don't know shit about weed stuff.
I'm
like,
dumb to alcohol. When people talk to me about like sour mashes and IPAs, I go, I don't know what the fuck
I'm
that
pretty
means.
out of that too. I mean, I know what a sour mash is, but
Which is what is an example of a sour, like which is a famous sour mash?
right off the top of my head is like there's Jack Daniel's sour mash. So like a sour mash is like
Oh shit, it's not a beer. My bad.
no, yeah, sour mash is like it's
That's how ignorant I am to it.
yeah. Dude, I guess honestly, I don't know really what the difference is in like a regular mash and like a sour mash. I guess like one
Well,
is
the difference between bourbon and whiskey is just where it's made. Kentucky
I think
bourbon and then Scotch whiskey. Scotch and whiskey.
yeah. Well, I went to the Jack Daniels museum once, and they showed the whole process and everything.
Yeah.
It was really fucking cool. But the reason why they don't claim to be whiskey or Jack Daniels whiskey, what would make them not? Bourbon is like whiskey that's made in America. Is that right?
No, Scotch is made in Scotland.
Mm-hmm.
Bourbon is made in Kentucky, I think. I think Kentucky bourbon.
Yeah.
See, I don't know this shit because
See,
I
I'm
don't
thinking
drink.
this is what I'm saying. Is like I think like George Dickel is considered a bourbon, and that's Tennessee.
Tennessee
Jim
bourbon.
Beam, yeah.
Let me see.
But I'm saying the reason why I think what it is, Jack Daniels isn't considered bourbon because it goes through a process, and there's one difference
It's
that's
made from
separate.
corn.
That's what a bourbon is. That's what whiskey is.
Well, it says right here, bourbon whiskey is a type of American whiskey. There's the answer. It's a
Okay.
type of whiskey.
Yeah, it's an American whiskey.
A barrel-aged distilled spirit made primarily from corn.
Yeah. So Jack Daniels is all that, but there's one thing that separates it from being called bourbon, and that's because it goes through a filtering process where it goes through charcoal.
No, it's called Tennessee whiskey. It says see right here. It says that's cool too. But according to the Distilled Spirits Council, distillers derive revenue from bourbon and Tennessee whiskey.
Yeah. So like it's saying that Jack Daniels specifically is not a bourbon because of the charcoal that it filters through. So like when they have all the shit running, they got the mash, and then it, pumps out
Yeah.
uh, the alcohol shit, and the alcohol starts dripping, and it goes through charcoal,
Oh.
and then it goes to like these copper tubes to like like the little jugs, and it's like the first batch is like supposed to be really bad for
And
you.
it's like distilled 3 times or some shit, right?
Yeah.
4
Well,
times, 12 times. How many times?
I don't remember, but either way, like that's what makes Jack Daniels whiskey, not Jack Daniels bourbon, because it's a whiskey, but it's not a bourbon because it goes through the charcoal.
Mm-hmm.
So like that's the only difference in like Jack Daniels and say like any other American.
How do they get the foam? Like, where does that come from
The foam?
on the beer? Like, okay, you've
Oh.
just, or sorry, you're right. I'm thinking about beer and whiskey. Yeah. Wow. How do they get foam on beer? Because it's kind of done the same way, anyways, right? Like,
I guess it's like air trapped in there.
then why doesn't it have a whiskey? Or does the foam come from like a little thing separately? Like, do beers naturally have foam or no?
I think like the foam is like air bubbles that are getting out of the solid, or like not the solid, the liquid,
Mm-hmm.
and it's like the air that's trapped in there is trying to get out. So like I guess it just consolidates at the top because
Only exists when the can or bottle are created. It doesn't exist.
yeah, it's like is it carbonated? I guess don't they carbonate beer?
Well, my question is, in the Middle Ages, did they carbonate beer? Like beer dates back. There was beer. People were drinking beer before they were drinking coffee.
Yeah, I
In
guess
America.
not. I guess not because like I don't know. I think it's just like we've carbonated the beer now just because it's
It probably sucks.
what we've gotten used to. It's like if you go to Europe and you ask for a glass of water, they're going to give you carbonated water before they give you
Really?
a regular glass of water.
I heard in certain areas in Ireland, if you ask for a beer, they give it to you warm.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Whew.
And they think it's like offensive to have cold beer. It's like takes away the flavor.
What? So, I
But they
guess
also drink a certain.
they would know better
Yeah.
than us, honestly.
They're like, oh, you. But also the same. Like I've been told that sake, warm sake means the sake's bad, and they're trying to hide the shitty flavor of the sake.
Mm.
Like cold sake's apparently taste better.
Huh. I mean,
I
that's
don't know.
that's like Pabst Blue Ribbon. Pabst Blue Ribbon is fucking undrinkable if it gets warm.
Oh my
But when
God.
it's cold,
It is the
it's fucking fine, you know.
It's like bad seltzer. It's like seltzer that went sour.
Yeah.
When
Let's
it's
look
warm.
up. Is beer?
Naturally carbonated. Is that what you're looking up?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's saying here that bourbon comes from although the precise inspiration for whiskey's name is uncertain, contenders include Bourbon County in Kentucky and Bourbon Street in New Orleans. Just a thought.
All beer leaves the brewer carbonated. This is accomplished in one or two ways: natural or forced carbonation.
We're probably forcing that shit now. We're
In both,
carbonating rape. We're rape carbonate. Whatever. Bad joke.
carbo raping.
Yeah, there we go.
In both cases, beer and carbon dioxide are sealed in a container under pressure. The beer absorbs the carbon dioxide, giving the beer its fizz.
So it happens
So-
naturally.
I guess so.
So these motherfuckers in the medieval times were
1800s,
yeah.
I wonder what mead was. What the fuck is mead?
Where'd you see that? I've heard that before.
I mean, if you play Assassin's Creed, there's a mead
Is it
drinking contest that
M-E-E?
you can do. Yeah, MEAD.
Oh, it's MEAD.
Mm-hmm.
Mead.
Mead. What if it's
Beverage.
beer?
It's an alcohol. I feel like it's gonna be more like moonshine. Mead is an alcoholic beverage created by fermenting honey. Woo!
Ooh,
With
interesting.
water and fruit and spices and
Yeah,
grains.
I mean, honey's gonna has sugar in it, so.
That sounds good.
You know that what's the shit that they do in Africa, and it's made from bananas.
What?
Yeah,
That sounds amazing.
Hang on.
Have you ever had the shit they have in Korea? It's like the rice stuff, fermented rice. It's disgusting, but it gets you fucked up.
Let's see. African alcohol.
African alcohol. Well, in Africa, they had the weed growing just like straight on the floor, just everywhere,
Gin?
and no one smokes it
Oh yeah.
because they don't want to get hungry because they don't have food.
Hang on a second. What is made from bananas?
Banana bread.
What alcohol is made from bananas? Sorry. Banana wine is a fruit wine made exclusively from bananas.
Can I see a picture?
fucking guessed.
You got a picture?
No, it's just like a Wikipedia page.
Oh, fuck this. I want to see a picture.
But
of
there's
this.
like some.
It's got to be thicker,
I feel
right?
like it starts with a K or something.
Have you ever had plum wine?
What is gin made out of? Say what now?
Juniper berries.
Oh. Juniper, baby?
Juniper.
Juniper.
Which, so I used to drink gin and tonics like every day in college. That was my drink. And then when I graduated, I was working for this company and we sold gin. And the person, our client, was telling me, she's like, oh, I don't drink gin because juniper berries are poisonous if you eat them in nature. So I was like, oh shit, I'm sold. I'm not drinking gin
I
again.
mean,
Yo, banana wine looks amazing. I feel like this shit would be in rap videos.
yeah.
Look at this. This looks like it should be in a rap video. Like these bottles. It's yellow. It's like gold looking.
Yeah. It looks good.
It looks
I would
delicious.
imagine that it's pretty good. Yeah, I felt like there was like some name for it. It started with like a K or something.
Maybe it
but
was the brand name.
maybe. But either way.
Alcohol made from bananas.
I know that rum is from cane sugar or cane stalk.
No, that's tequila. Oh,
No,
maybe
tequila is
agave.
Yeah.
Yeah. Alcohol made from bananas. This shit is bananas.
BANANA.
Yeah, why is it only showing banana wine? Like,
I don't know. I thought it was
Is-
something else.
maybe it's
But
a
either way,
banana
maybe
rum
it's-
or a banana vodka.
Maybe. In vodka potatoes.
Sometimes there's also grain vodka. I feel like, but we
Huh.
have. So there's a week of the year that Jews aren't allowed to have bread. The
No bread
Passover.
week.
You know Passover.
Yeah.
That was us leaving Egypt, and during that time, the Jews.
There's a Rugrats
Yeah,
episode out of it.
dude, you
Yeah.
know that. Okay,
Yeah.
cool. They had to leave quickly. They had to leave, and they couldn't make their bread quick enough, so they had to. The bread didn't rise, and they had
Mm.
these flat breads, and so for a week you're not supposed to eat bread. But then, of course, the rabbis interpreted that like crazy. They're like, well, anything with grain, so you can't have cookies, you can't have fucking anything. And then they even changed it even more, and they're like, well, you can't have any corn syrup either because corn is a grain. So, so then you're like kind of fucked for the week. I mean, when I kept it and shit,
Yeah.
you were. Now I don't give a fuck. But
Well, like, I wonder what people used to think bread was like the gift of life, like or not the gift of life, but it's like
yeah,
the food
the essential food.
yeah, like the most important food you can eat. And
In the
like,
Bible, it says, "With bread you should be satisfied," and with bread you get what you need, and meat means you get what you want. Like bread
Yeah.
is the standard.
yeah,
And then
for like living.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like there's not many health benefits
at
to
all.
it.
If anything, it's all sugar. It's
Yeah, it's bad. Yeah.
especially nowadays.
Yeah, as I say, like if you look at some of these diets, they'll say like I had a friend one time who was on a diet and he we would go to make
But before I forget, the reason I was saying this was because on Passover you can't have vodka because there's grain in it, so you have to have potato vodka. Going back to what you were saying.
Nice, the
Yeah.
loopholes.
Yeah, all about the loopholes. Yeah.
Dude, I got another funny loophole for you. Okay, and oh my god, fuck it. I'll tell you in a second. So he would do this diet where he would I don't remember what diet it was, but we went to McDonald's one time and he got
Already the diet's not
yeah,
good.
not fucking yeah. But here's what he did: he took the burger, took off the bread, and just ate the meat.
Okay.
And we're like, what is this? He's like, oh, it's my diet. Bread's actually one of the worst foods to eat for gaining weight.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, oh, I didn't know that. I don't know shit about health stuff, man. I really wish I did. I would probably, not die. when I'm 40.
Essentially, we should just be eating fruits and vegetables. And that's
Yeah.
about it. But we're,
Chicken. Fucking
Yeah,
chicken.
Mm. But I've been having an issue with chicken lately. I feel like it's been tasting faker and faker. I don't know if I've just grown up and like my palate's changing, or if like they've started pumping those shits up with all sorts of chemicals and I can now taste it.
Dude, when I was living in Troy, I lived at this, like in the downtown area. It's called the Square.
Mm-hmm.
And they had this truck go by like twice a week. It was the chicken truck.
The chicken truck.
Yeah, it would come by and it'd smell like fucking shit.
Like
Ew.
horrible? Or?
Like actual shit. Like it was a 18-wheeler.
It wasn't like a fried chicken truck. It was a truck with chickens
with
that were
live
alive.
chickens.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
live chickens.
Completely different experience than what I was thinking.
And
Okay.
like it'll give you a visual. So it's an 18-wheeler with
Mhm.
like a trailer on there, and there's a bunch of cages like stacked up, like a
Jesus.
regular size of like a regular size of like a normal like tractor trailer truck
Mhm.
trailer, and it's all cages of chickens. And like the cages are small, and like it honestly is very disappointing. Like you look at it and you see the chickens in the cage, and it's like no room. It's like, God damn it, the farming industry really is like just doesn't give a fuck.
But the truth is, like,
But then I go to Chick-fil-A and I'm like, man, fuck that chicken truck, and then
I mean,
fucking still eat it. Yeah.
they do it because there's such a big demand. Like, there's no
Yeah.
other way to do it.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate.
Well, it's there's no repercussions if you don't, if you do it.
Yeah,
So,
we
like,
need to be somewhat humane. Also, apparently, it's really bad for the environment. It's like the number one thing that's causing pollution is the way we treat animals.
Yeah, like the mass farming.
Dude, I've thought about this nonstop
For
the past
meat.
year. is like the pandemic, the environment. Like, I is it possible? I mean, not is it like it is possible that Earth is technically Earth is a living thing, and we just can't understand that because we're too small compared to it and whatnot. But it's possible that Earth or the solar system or the universe is a living thing, and we are like a bacteria. Us, and as we survive and expand and grow, the Earth or solar system, we are killing it. You know, the way a bacteria grows on you and spreads across you, in order for us to survive, it has to die. And so naturally, the Earth will do these natural things to kind of heal itself by giving us pandemics and crazy
Yeah.
weather shit.
Yeah, I
Right.
always well like I think like so like a living thing, like an organism,
Mm-hmm.
that's breathing air and like relies on that. I don't think of that as like the pinnacle of existence. Like Earth may not be a living, breathing thing, but it does really well against us. Like it's like if you think about, a lion versus a human, and it's like, well, the human's got a gun, like the human
Mm-hmm.
wins. Okay, what about a mountain versus a human? Well, a human could drill through that mountain and like you could decimate it if you wanted to. But Earth as an entity, you fucking lose. You'll lose just like
There's
from just the all the shit that occurs naturally on Earth.
100%.
Yeah.
And I think the more we use up Earth, the more it's gonna fight back at us. Because it
Yeah.
doesn't. The whatever it is, maybe it's not a living thing, but nature is a living thing. It's a moving. It's always moving. It doesn't stop. So maybe just trying to fight that will cause. Will make it worse. It's like quicksand. The more you fight, the quicker
The
you
more you go
sink.
down, yeah.
Yeah.
I think of it as like, I think I quote George Carlin so much on here. It's like,
I mean, because everything he says is coming true
I know,
now.
yeah. But he's talking about like environmentalists and like they're thinking that plastic is just the destruction of the planet. And he was like, "What kind of fucking self-righteous people we are to think
Oh,
that
this.
plastic is gonna fucking stop the planet. This motherfucker's had so much shit. Dinosaurs, volcanic eruptions, all kinds of shit. You think plastic's gonna get in his way? You just fucking wait till it gets sick of that shit. It'll fucking shake it off like a bad case of
Yeah.
fleas. Like, the Earth is gonna win.
No matter what,
Like,
Earth will win.
humans will lose. We are fucked. The Earth itself, where I'm not saying that like companies should burn as much fucking fossil fuel as they want because that is against human interest.
Mm-hmm.
But the Earth's interest, I don't think it cares. Just because it's first off not a it's an inanimate object.
We think if you
It's
zoomed,
an
if
inanimate.
you
What makes
zoomed.
something an inanimate object? Is if not a living organism?
Okay, but what if we were able to take a fucking a spaceship, a rocket, and launch ourselves trillions upon trillions upon trillions upon trillions upon trillions of miles away, and we looked back. And what happens if we looked back and we noticed that Earth was just a tiny cell on a huge body?
Yeah. I mean, you probably wouldn't be able to see it. Like you're just saying hypothetically, if you did see
Hypothetically,
it.
we don't know what the universe really is. This is all speculation. What if the universe is just a smaller thing on a bigger thing?
Yeah. Like I know what you're saying. Like
Yeah, like
it
we're
just
just
like the more you
bacteria.
zoom out, the more you'll see it's on a leg, and then when you zoom off
Yeah.
that leg, it just like is a continuous cycle
Mhm.
thing. Yeah, I don't know. I just like I go with where the evidence is, and I think that like most of the evidence is saying that like there's multiple universes and like it's very vast and there's millions of planets.
If you zoomed in on anything, there's a universe on anything. Every cell and everything has all this bacteria, all these creatures, and
yeah, but I don't think it's like, like a continuous cycle. You're not going to see, another mica on your leg or
not
anything like that.
you, but maybe
It gets down to atoms.
yeah,
and
but
stuff.
I'm sure, I'm 1,000% sure, if we were able to break down an atom down to its smallest thing, you could probably, if we had the technology, you might even be able to break down the smallest thing,
Yeah. There's a book by, what's his name? Oh, Neil deGrasse Tyson. It's the Astrophysics for People in a Hurry. And in the prelude, or was that what it's called? Prelude, right before you get to chapter 1.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, the very
Prologue.
end. Prologue, yeah, sorry. Prologue.
No, prelude, also preface.
Preface. The beginning before the chapter 1. He talks about what the book's like and, what's going to talk about, and like, best way to try to share information to people that are literally just, are in a hurry in life and don't really have time to understand astrophysics. He ends with the statement, the universe is under no obligation to make sense to you.
Oh, yeah.
So I was like, damn, if like an astrophysicist has to say that shit, like the rest is just speculation from us. So
everything's speculation.
Well, everything's speculation if you're not in it. You know what I mean? Like it's speculation if you're not studying it and you're not trying to like use a scientific process to figure it out.
We say that everything is certain. Nothing is certain except for death. But like, what happens if one day someone doesn't die? It just hasn't happened yet.
Yeah. Well, who would figure that out?
Who would know? Yeah.
Yeah, the scientists would figure it out. That's what I'm saying. It's
Yeah.
like the science, like the people that study it and really try to understand it would eventually have a better explanation than just
because they're willing to
speculation.
say, "Oh, this hasn't happened before," but that doesn't mean it doesn't happen.
Yeah, that means it's not. That means it's not impossible.
And then it just shits on everything every other person had done till that point.
I actually, I don't think this way, but I think that like a lot of Christians or religious people think like, science changes.
Mm-hmm.
Like they think like science is, and so like there's this perspective of like, oh, if science changes, then it's no good. But, the reason it changes is because it's good. Like it's good because it changes.
It's good because it changes.
Yeah,
because it adapts.
It figures out an answer that's a little bit more credible than the one they had before. So like I think like when people think that science is not, credible to cite as good information,
anything that
like
doesn't change is probably bad.
It's probably wrong. Like at some point,
At some point, people are gonna be like,
That's what I'm saying is like people will argue saying like science can't predict everything. It's like that's why I believe in this religion because it stood the test of time. It's like, well, it couldn't be that it's wrong for that long period of time, could it? Because it is wrong for that long period of time. But I'm saying like it's something I could admire out of a Christian, somebody like, or a religious person. Is like someone that says like maybe the science is wrong and it's eventually going to keep figuring stuff out to get to the point where their perspective was right. You see what I'm saying? Like,
I see.
So like when somebody says like, yeah, science says that the world's billions of years old, but I think that's wrong. And then like, something will come around, or better yet, when the speed of light was like 186,000 miles per second, and then it would change to 186,282 miles per second. Then it changed to like 2-point-something million miles per second.
And it's going to change again.
Yeah, like the technology gets better. People are still using the equations and like changing equations.
But guess what? Exactly what we just landed a rover on Mars, so shut the fuck up, bitch.
I know, yeah. Yeah, it's like, well, that's the, argument for Richard Dawkins. It was like, how do you know that science is right? And he's like, well, the cars go zoom,
Yeah.
the planes fly, the boats go across the ocean, like, all that shit. So, like, it just shows you that, yeah, the science works from my perspective. But I'm saying, like, for people that don't think it's credible enough, they think it's going to eventually match what they think because they think, grand design, God, that, made the universe, that eventually it's going to tell that story like the scientific evidence would. But
I think if you are learning something, and like guitar, for example, the more I learn, the more I'm like, I have so much to learn.
hell yeah.
And if you don't have that approach, then you're just not gonna get good. And I feel the same way about like the universe too, and religion kind of
Yeah.
just says, no, we already got that.
Yeah. Dude, no, that's a good perspective. Like people that think they're done with guitar, like there's nothing more to learn. I mean, it's scientific method. Like if you're doing some type of, science and you come up with this conclusion and you create this scientific theory, to just say that that theory is done. Now, that's not saying that it's not credible and it's not the best answer to look at that time. It eventually will have something like technology come along. Instead of saying that, oh, we took this sample from this wolf and it said with our carbon dating method that it's 20,000 years old, and then 100 years goes by and then they get it again and they have better technology, a better way to do it, and it says actually it's 14,791 years. Like that doesn't, that's not
Mm-hmm.
to say like, see, they're fucking full of shit. No, it's getting a better answer, like it's getting an
It's
answer
yeah.
that makes more sense. And to think, then this is goes with my quote that I said a few weeks ago. Should the philosophy guide the experiment, or should the experiment guide the philosophy? And that was from that book, The Three Body Problem, that Chinese author
Yeah.
Chin Lu. Okay, so or Chin Lu Chin. I don't know exactly how to say his name. Either way,
Get the fucking name right, you racist.
I know. But yeah, so like that's what I'm saying is like we can't let this philosophy, this idea, like this perspective that, oh, if the science isn't saying that this is the outcome, then it's not right. Like you have to let the outcome, the experiment, do its own, explanation. If you do an experiment and it comes out with this conclusion, that might be the right conclusion. If you do it 100 times and you keep doing it over and over, and like you figure out what the problems are that with the other one, why it doesn't match to this one, like that's all I'm saying. It's just like that's why it's good, because if we just have this perspective and we make this experiment become, what we wanted to, then it's tampered, it's tainted, because you had an idea and you wanted this outcome and you made it happen rather than just organically making the outcome tell you what you need to see.
And we're also obsessed with the idea of something has to create something else. Like things can't come from nothing.
Yeah.
We're always like, the idea of God or like the creator comes from this philosophy that like everything, the same idea that like to think that we're the only species in the universe. It's a very self-centered way to look at things. We only know from our own perspective, but like also we consider the world belong to humans, but there's so many other species on this planet,
Yeah, who's to say that we're the I know that's self-interest,
We
like
only
we're
think
the
about it.
best. We're
Yeah.
the ones that write the books and do the science. Therefore, we're the number one reason why the earth, likes us the most. At least we've convinced ourselves that. Like it's stupid.
They probably hate us the most. We're probably
Yeah.
Earth and nature is
Yeah.
probably like those
The
fucking
dinosaurs didn't cut all my goddamn trees down.
build a
fuckers.
wall
Build a wall.
around these humans.
Yeah, please keep them away from my tigers and
But it's also
Gazelles.
thing though. If we got rid of all the animals, we'd be fucked.
yeah, we need the ecosystem.
We need it.
Dude, this is what I always like when I asked that question my coworkers the other day, like about what is natural, like what makes something natural, and like the main definition was, and on Google at least, it was like anything that is made in nature, not made by humankind. And I was like, well, what does that mean? Like, if you build a house, is that not natural? Like, if you build like shelter for yourself, is that not natural?
Well, shaving by that definition is not natural.
Yeah.
Like
Well,
having
yeah,
a
that's
beard is the natural way, and then shaving is going against nature.
yeah. I mean, yeah, you're right, and like doesn't mean it's wrong or irregular because people were they associated the word normal with natural, which is like that doesn't. I mean, there's so many
shaving is
cultures
normal,
across.
but shaving is not natural.
Yeah, or like just this is what I'm saying is like the idea of what is natural to me is like kind of it's there's a philosopher named Wittgenstein, Ludwig Wittgenstein.
Oh,
I
never
think
heard.
he was Jewish. I don't know, but either
Or
way,
he was a Nazi. One or the other.
yeah, something. Either way, he did. He basically like studied language and like how we communicate and like how it's kind of impossible to really do it because like we use so many words that are pointless in conversation, and it's just like when we have a conversation we are talking and using these words to give you a mental image in your head. So if I say the pineapple is on the table, you imagine a pineapple on a table.
Mm-hmm.
Now if I say the pleasant pineapple is on the table, well, who's to say that you think it's pleasant? I think it's pleasant. So like what's pleasant,
Yeah.
So like this is what I was kind of getting to. It's like what do we like the way we consider things natural. And just because the definition is defined by this, group of people doesn't mean that it's the,
Gotcha.
it's not going to be that way forever. Eventually words are ephemeral and they change meaning
For sure.
all the time over, years. So like just the idea of just, humankind, nature is something that's made in nature, not by humankind. Like, is a bird's nest, is
Natural.
natural,
Oh, I see
yeah.
what you're saying.
A
Okay.
chimpanzee, like,
Is
I
the
mean,
bird
it's
the natural thing, or is the nest the natural
well, like I'm just thinking, like, how come it would be natural for a bird to make a birdhouse
thing? And us not to make a
and
house.
not us to make a house, not a birdhouse, bird nest,
Bird nest.
or like if a chimpanzee. Dude, how about this? If a chimpanzee makes, a stick as a, tool to get ants or termites on, and they eat the termites,
Mm-hmm.
it's like, is it natural for them to
They
do
do
that?
that, I
They
think.
naturally thought of it. They used their intuition and created it. But when humans do it, it's like we think it's like, what makes it unnatural? I mean, I thought of making a hammer, or a
Mm-hmm.
tool or something, and I use that tool. Like, what makes it, natural or unnatural?
That's crazy.
That's what I'm saying. It's just like what the. I'm asking
Technically,
why is it
us-
that's the definition?
Technically, podcasting is natural.
Yeah, we're just talking with headphones and a mic, and it's recorded.
It's what the human would naturally do in this
That's what I was saying.
in this
Oh,
setting.
that's what I was getting to. Is like a computer, like we use natural, things, and by the definitions, different contexts of what natural
Okay, it makes me think of the
means, like,
Matrix, like the guys who don't have the holes because they don't want to go into the Matrix. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh yeah, no,
Like
no.
Tank
They were born in the real world.
in the real, and they don't
Yeah,
want to. Yeah, they don't
yeah.
want to.
No, they couldn't.
Oh, you can't.
Yeah,
Once
they
you-
can't.
Oh,
Yeah, if you were born in the Matrix, then you have them. Yeah,
I see.
but that's what I'm saying. It's just like I'm puzzled with what is natural. It may be just a lot simpler.
All I can tell
than-
you that is not natural is silicone titties. but maybe it is. Maybe it is. I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe that's the.
That's what I'm saying. A human made it, and like if a chimpanzee, if they make a phone in one day, would that be unnatural?
It would be unnatural.
Yeah.
It would be.
Would it be natural?
Unprecedented. I don't. Would it be? Yeah.
I mean, humans are evolving. Animals are evolving.
They wouldn't make it. They wouldn't one day just make a phone. There would have to be steps.
Yeah, I know, but I'm saying just like it's a hypothetical.
Yeah.
And it's not too serious. But if it's natural that a chimpanzee makes a tool to, use to eat termites, would it be natural if a chimpanzee made a cell phone one day?
Well, the reason you're asking the question is more like, if we do this, would we be interfering with nature kind of situation? Like, if we took away the phone, are we interfering with nature running its course?
Yeah, but what if, like, the chimpanzees never had contact with humans before, and they made a cell phone?
Can they communicate with other chimpanzees?
Yeah. I'm just saying, would that be unnatural?
Okay, we'll change it to aliens. Aliens are able to have a phone. Is that natural? I guess. Aliens
They're not
create
humankind.
a UFO.
If they're not humankind, if we did like a DNA test on them, and it's like they have a spaceship.
If they have a spaceship, is that nature?
Unnatural?
Yeah.
Because they're not
humankind.
humankind.
The same shit about us
Well,
too.
or maybe a chimpanzee is considered humankind at some point.
I wonder.
Maybe when they, because like obviously they're not going to make a cell phone in 2 weeks, or it's going to be millions of years.
I wonder if aliens would think that,
if not,
would put us and other creatures on Earth in the same category. Like, oh, it's an Earthling. Like, that giraffe and human, they're the same. Like,
yeah, those animals. They're wild animals. You don't want to get around them. Actually, that's how most animals react. They're like, don't get around anything unless you need to eat them. Then,
but like
course,
aliens would just like be racist towards Earthlings. Like, oh, those Earth people.
You ever seen people like interact with wild gorillas or anything like that?
I mean, like in movies and stuff.
Oh, dude, there's like YouTube videos of people like going to,
and they do like that.
What you're supposed to do is look as submissive as possible. Do not be threatening in any type of way to any of the members of the family, because the silverback will just come and rip your arms off and play you like a fucking Phil Collins song. But you're supposed to be really like, it's like that's how they communicate as gorillas. Like, if you approach their family, I don't fucking know, honestly. I'm speaking out of my ass. But I know that the people come up to the gorillas. They have to, like, duck their head, can't show their face, look really small, all this kind of stuff. So that,
how'd they figure this out? There was one pussy in the crew, and they're like, how's he the one surviving?
Yeah. Sometimes being the macho dude doesn't actually make you macho.
Like, all the tough guys are like fucking beating the shit up, and you see like the one pussy, and he's just like,
he's the alpha.
Yeah.
He's the alpha in that situation. He's alive. If you're alive, are you the alpha if the fucking assholes are dead?
Yeah, for sure. I think so.
Yeah. Well, it is a minute 20 coming up. Do you want to recommend any songs, music, anything?
Have I ever played the David Bowie song that he recorded with I feel like I did, right? During one, he recorded with
Don't say Queen.
9 Inch Nails.
Oh no.
What's his name? Trent Reznor?
Trent Reznor, yeah.
So he recorded an album, and Trent Reznor produced it, and it's his most underrated album in my opinion. Like,
is it the Black Star one?
No, that came out. That's his last album.
That's his Cancer album.
This album. I feel like it's called Earthling, and I feel like no one fucking. When I was saying Earthling, I was thinking of this album, because I was like, oh shit, that's why I'm choosing this. But it's very like, it's kind of electronic. Electronic. He didn't record any of the guitars on guitar. It was like a keyboard doing a guitar sound situation. And this is like the most on the album the most, I guess, like, sounds like a normal song, and it still kind of doesn't. Like, it's an experimental album, but it's good. You could kind of hear the Trent Reznor vibes.
Yeah.
Isn't
It
that
sounds
crazy?
like Nine Inch Nails. Yeah. Dude, so I realized this through a lot of these podcasts. Sometimes I say some words on here and I don't know what they mean. Two, I say them wrong.
Dude, sometimes I just talk out of my ass.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's not right. Like,
Yeah. No, trust me. Same here. I was thinking, I said demonetize the other day.
I guess that's I know what you mean.
Yeah, but you, like, when you said, you're like, well, we're not making money off of it. I was like, wait, is that what demonetize means? Is if you're making money off something? Yeah. Didn't know that. I thought it meant like your I meant like deplatformed.
Oh.
Like they could take it down just because you use something without permission.
I don't think they will. Do you have a song?
Yeah. Yes.
By the way, this song is called "I'm Afraid of Americans," which I think is...
I can feel you, David Bowie. Let me see. What do I listen to?
He actually went on tour with Trent Reznor for this album, and they like did a Nine Inch Nails Bowie, both like sets of both of their shit together.
Dude, let me tell you what I listen to a good bit.
You got a mic, so you know.
Yeah. My friend, your friend, our friend, Tucker McKee had an album come out last year, and it is really good, especially this song.
Nice. Which album is this?
This is the newest one that came out.
Let me see the cover. I remember this.
Hope Tucker don't sue us. He's gonna be like, y'all ain't shit, man. I got my shit on TikTok. People listen to it on there, not this fucking bullshit.
I just like don't wanna spend all my time promoting this shit and posting, you know?
What's that?
I just don't want to spend all my time like promoting and posting shit. So like I should create an Instagram account for this and stuff. Like I have people reach out and be like, you should have an Instagram, or like, has a new podcast come out, and like it has, but I haven't promoted it. Like, yeah. I just don't want to be a slave to it. I know once I start, it's gonna suck. Like, I hate Instagram.
Yeah, dude. Man, that's like one of the worst parts about doing music or any type of media. Like,
I have not been doing any Instagram, and I've been getting so much better at like my instrument.
Really?
You know, like
yeah.
I've been focusing on guitar and drums the past few weeks.
Sometimes I think about like artists that I really look up to and really, take inspiration from, and then I look at how often they are on Instagram or
are they a lot?
No.
Yeah, of course not. Of course not.
They're not. And I mean, like, even from years ago, like there's like Pine Grove, like they're not really active on their social media like early on. It's like they did something else. They did
okay, but think about
touring.
New bands. Like, let's just assume it's the new way, right? So what's a new band? Like, okay. We were talking about Greta Van Fleet or whatever. They probably don't even run their Instagram.
They probably got like
But I wonder how often they're on. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Like the individuals themselves?
Or the Instagram. How often are they on top of it?
Yeah.
I'll bet you they're not as... it's probably like a picture, like of the band.
Yeah. John Mayer's on pretty
He's
often.
very good at it, too, because, like, he does, like, a guitar things.
Yeah.
This is exactly what I thought their Instagram would look like. It's literally pictures of them. That's it. And so this is what bands do when because they can't release music constantly, so they just post pictures. It's hard. Like that's not. I don't know.
Yeah, that kind of shit I'm not into. Like, oh, we gotta do a post today to keep people engaged. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't fuck.
That's
with
why
that.
I'm like not very good at being a herd
I don't
artist.
I don't want to spend my energy on that.
Yeah.
It's-
What's worse is that I do spend energy on my social media, and it's like bullshit. It's like fucking memes and stuff. And I always think, like, if I'm doing this shit, why don't I fucking promote music and stuff? Like,
I also don't like looking at other people's social media. It makes me depressed.
yeah.
I'm just like, oh wow, everybody's got a fucking significant other. Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you.
Include me.
Oh, you just bought a house? Fuck you.
Oh, yeah, I know. Dude, I had a friend from Troy that I was good buddies with, like, fucking stayed in the same dorm room, and he just bought a fucking nice house in Millbrook, Alabama.
Fuck that
guy. He's actually really cool. His name's Guy. He's from Brazil. He fucking,
Sounds like the man.
oh, yeah. He's cool. And he's, like, got a nice-ass house now. And I'm like, damn, look at me. I'm starting a podcast at 28. I think the podcast thing is like girls that get their bangs done in their late 20s, like, you know, like they've done.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to get my bangs done. The guys are like, let's do a podcast or comedy. That's what it is, doing comedy. If you do, if some late 20s guy's like, actually, I'm going to start doing stand up. It's like the equivalent of a girl going, I think I'm going to get my bangs cut.
Yeah.
That's not my joke. My girlfriend told me that.
So we'll end with that.
That's it.
Leah, you just killed the.
You just killed our audience.
All right, yeah, we're done.
6 people. See you guys.